to the officers of the development financing institutions in the Asia and Pacific region, distinguished guests, good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me to speak with you at this 44th annual meeting of the Association of Development Financing Institutions in Asia and the Pacific region. Our development financing institutions, the Development Bank of the Philippines and the Land Bank of the Philippines, are proudly organizing this year's meeting. Over the past 4 decades, the association has been a vital platform for sharing insights and best practices in this rapidly emerging region. Much of the achievement of the Asia-Pacific economies is directly attributable to the work of development financing institutions. Forward-looking investments in agriculture, infrastructure, and small enterprises fueled the transformation of our societies into the development powerhouses they have become. This meeting is being held in the midst of a pandemic that took a great toll on our economies. Even as we continue to fight the virus, we begin the difficult task of rebuilding our economies. The damage has been extensive, affecting supply chains worldwide and forcing many private company bankruptcies. The cost of fighting this pandemic also took its toll on the fiscal positions of many countries. The contraction suffered by the Philippine economy took its heaviest toll on the MSMEs, or micro, small, and medium enterprises. These businesses provide the biggest number of jobs for our people. Despite being confronted with a huge challenge, the Philippines responded to the crisis decisively while ensuring that we maintain fiscal prudence. The Philippine government adopted the more prudent strategy of expanding lending to pandemic enterprises hit by the COVID by adding more capital to our government banks. The Development Bank of the Philippines and the Land Bank of the Philippines rapidly expanded their lending to MSMEs. The government could have followed an unwise path and provided our distressed companies with across-the-board subsidies. This would have been an inefficient way to distribute scarce resources. By infusing more funds through our state-owned banks, the capital resources were lent out to the more productive enterprises. In a parallel move, our monetary authorities maintained a low interest rate regime to ensure adequate domestic liquidity and sustain the flow of credit. This enabled our enterprises to borrow and refinance at a lower cost. Loans granted to MSMEs are now counted as part of the bank's compliance with their reserve requirements, thereby encouraging more banks to provide financing support to our enterprises. This helped many businesses recover quickly. The Philippine government also passed a law dramatically reducing the corporate income tax rate of our corporations to leave money in the private sector's hands so that they can revitalize their businesses. From a high of 30%, corporate income tax rates for MSMEs are reduced to 20% of profits. The rest of the corporations enjoy a 5 percentage point reduction from 30% to 25%. On the part of the Pag-ibig Fund, the largest source of home financing in the Philippines, it pump-primed the housing industry by increasing its lending support to property developers. This move has boosted the construction of housing units. On the demand side, it offered special low rates on the housing loans for individuals to restore demand and boost spending. To ensure effective access to the unbanked to financial services and promote financial inclusion among our people, our development financing institutions also rapidly adopted financial technologies. Much more needs to be done, to be sure. Through the Community Knowledge Exchange organized by this association, we hope to learn more from our partners on how to revive economic activity, even as we continue to fight the virus. By exchanging information in a systematic way, we can support each other in helping traverse the new economy. There is much confidence about the ability of the Asia-Pacific region to bounce back from this global health emergency. The development financing institutions will certainly play a lead role in building back better and stronger economies. I wish you all a productive conference. Thank you.